But what we need to talk to Merce about now is what happened at the Emirates today.
Arsenal were left stunned at the Stadium of Light after conceding a last-minute equaliser in a dramatic 2-2 draw against Sunderland. What seemed like a routine victory for Mikel Arteta's side turned into a frustrating night as the Gunners allowed their opponents to snatch a point in stoppage time. The result leaves Arsenal rueing missed chances and defensive lapses that cost them valuable ground in the Premier League title race. The match started positively for Arsenal as they controlled possession and dictated the tempo from the first whistle. Mikel Arteta's men looked sharp in attack with Martin Odegaard pulling the strings from midfield, while Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli threatened from the wings. Arsenal's early pressure paid off in the 22nd minute, when Gabriel Jesus opened the scoring with a composed finish after a slick passing move involving Declan Rice and Odegaard. The Brazilians celebrated passionately as Arsenal looked in total control. Sunderland, however, refused to roll over. The home side showed resilience and energy, pressing high and looking for opportunities to counterattack. Their determination paid off just before half-time when striker Jack Clarke took advantage of a defensive mistake from William Saliba. Clarke latched onto a loose pass, beat one defender, and fired a low shot past David Raya to level the score at 1-1, sending the home crowd into a frenzy. Arteta's frustration was evident on the touchline as he urged his players to regain composure. Arsenal responded well after the break and continued to dominate possession. Declan Rice was commanding in midfield, breaking up play and distributing the ball efficiently, while Odegaard kept probing for openings. The breakthrough came in the 67th minute when Bukayo Saka restored Arsenal's lead with a brilliant curling effort from the edge of the box. The winger's goal silenced the Sunderland fans and seemed to put the visitors back on course for victory. Arsenal appeared to be managing the game well in the final stages, controlling the ball and limiting Sunderland's chances. Arteta made a few tactical substitutions to close out the match, bringing on Jorginho for extra control and Takahiro Tomiyasu to solidify the defence. But as has happened before, lapses in concentration proved costly. In stoppage time, Sunderland pushed forward one last time and were rewarded when substitute Patrick Roberts delivered a cross that deflected off Gabriel Magalhaes and fell kindly for Ross Stewart, who slotted home from close range. The last gasp equaliser sparked wild celebrations among Sunderland fans and left Arsenal players slumped on the pitch in disbelief. Arteta was visibly furious on the sideline, shouting instructions and showing frustration as the final whistle blew. The Arsenal boss stormed down the tunnel at full time, clearly unhappy with how his side had allowed the game to slip away. It was a moment that captured the emotional intensity of the Premier League, where even dominant performances can unravel in seconds. In his post-match comments, Arteta did not hide his disappointment. He expressed anger at the lack of focus and discipline in the closing moments of the game. He acknowledged that while Arsenal played well for most of the match, their inability to kill off the game or defend with composure in key moments continues to be a problem. He urged his players to learn quickly, emphasizing that every point matters in the title race. His words reflected a manager who demands perfection and is unwilling to accept complacency. The draw feels like 2 points dropped rather than one gained for Arsenal. They had multiple opportunities to extend their lead, with Martinelli missing a clear chance midway through the second half and Trossard seeing his shot saved by the Sunderland goalkeeper. Those missed chances came back to haunt the Gunners as Sunderland capitalised on their only real opening late in the match. The result highlights the fine margins in the Premier League, where one moment of slack defending can undo 90 minutes of hard work. Arsenal supporters were equally frustrated. Many took to social media after the game to voice their disappointment at the team's inability to close out matches. Some questioned Arteta's late substitutions while others blamed individual errors for the dropped points. The general consensus among fans was that the team must show greater maturity and composure, especially when holding narrow leads away from home. The atmosphere at the Stadium of Light after the final whistle reflected pride and belief among the home fans. For Arsenal, the focus now turns to recovery and reflection. Arteta will no doubt review the defensive errors that led to the equaliser and demand an improved performance in the next match. The players will need to show mental strength to bounce back quickly as fixtures come thick and fast. The Gunners still have plenty of positives to build on with their attacking play and creativity continuing to impress, but consistency in defending and game management remains an area for improvement. Gabriel Jesus' performance was one of the few bright spots for Arsenal. His movement, pressing, and goal showed that he is returning to his best form after injury. Declan Rice and Odegaard also delivered solid performances, controlling large portions of the game. However, football is a team sport and lapses from a few individuals ultimately undermine the collective effort. The 2-2 draw serves as a reminder that no game in the Premier League is easy and that maintaining focus until the final whistle is crucial. Arteta's reaction was one of visible anger but also of determination. He knows that these moments can define a season, and he will expect his players to respond in the right way. Arsenal must turn frustration into motivation as they prepare for their upcoming fixtures. As the players left the field heads down and shoulders slumped, it was clear they understood the magnitude of the missed opportunity. What could have been a confidence statement victory turned into another test of character. The journey towards silverware is rarely straightforward, and this setback will test Arsenal's resolve once again. For now, the story of the night belongs to Sunderland's late heroics and Arsenal's painful reminder of how quickly a game can change. The Gunners will have to regroup, refocus, and ensure that such a dramatic collapse does not repeat itself in their pursuit of glory.
Like this video and subscribe.